Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about how women use sexual attraction to control and, in many instances, destroy men, and how the way a man deals with this situation is a test of his character, his integrity, and his honor. But first, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been stopping by, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, even donating. I really appreciate it. And concerning my last video, a lot of you people felt pretty strongly about, the video and suggested what you would do. Now, let me make a distinction between how the video made some people feel like what they would do versus what you should really do, okay? Because I say to you that the young man did exactly what you should do, which is just walk away and to make light of it, essentially. Because even though you want to do something else, if you do anything else, you probably go to jail. So that's the truth of the situation. That's why it's an important situation. So check out the video. That's why she can act the way she can act. And yeah, so check out the video and let me know what you think about it. Now, I want to ask a question concerning how women use sexuality to control men, all right? Consider this. How much time does a woman spend per day on her makeup, on her hair, on her clothes? And don't forget to add in the time that she spends shopping for clothes, for shoes, and things like that. And don't forget to add in the time that she spends worrying about those things as well. And don't forget to add in the time that she spends preparing to do those other things. Because what I'm suggesting to you is that the average Western woman, the working woman that you as a young man, as a young MGTOW, are basically dealing with and competing with completely unfairly. She's got these huge advantages over you. And if you're not aware of the dynamics of the situation, you're almost guaranteed to walk into your own destruction. Okay, how much time do you think that woman, that young woman involved in media and Western culture spends preparing, engaged in, getting ready to, engaging in activities that will enable her to enhance her physical appearance, her sexual attractiveness? Do we want to count all of her workday as time spent acquiring resources so that she can buy makeup, shoes, and clothes? No, I don't think we should count all of her workday, right? But certainly let's count about half of it. I think that's fair. I really do. And I think it's fair to also give, like an hour and a half every morning, painting on the face, the hair, the makeup. 5 hours a day. I wonder how much time she's, now let's add in the shopping time, right? So there you go. So is there any activity that you as a man engage in with so much dedication? The answer is no, of course not. Not even your work, not even your profession, because you have to be a well-rounded individual. You have to be able to do a few different things. You have to be able to multitask. You can't just be so engaged in this one thing. Do you think I'm exaggerating the amount of time that, and importance that women spend on their physical appearance? Now let's consider how much time media, advertising, culture, entertainment spend glorifying the female form, the attractive, young, sexually attractive female form, and female values. Is it the most dominant theme in our culture, in our society? Is it? I think it is. Taking care of children, is that the dominant theme? No. Economic gain, is that the theme? No, that's not the theme, the dominant theme. No, glorifying female sexuality and a grievance culture, a victim class, their grievances, placating them. That is the dominant theme of our entertainment culture and our advertising culture. So there's this game that's going on from the female to the male, from those in authority to the men. And it's all encompassing. It's pervasive. It's echoed. It's mirrored throughout all aspects of our society, throughout all the institutions of our society. This is how feminism can be dominant, in politics. I mean, what do you think? Angela Merkel has good ideas? Do you think that's true? Well, how are her results, right? So if this was a pilot or an engineer, right? I mean, how many times would they need to crash the plane before you said, oh, that's a bad pilot? Okay? How many times would their system need to just break and fail before you said, oh, that's a bad engineer? Once, maybe twice. So consider also that it's the sexual attraction of the female that allows, and how hard, remember how hard the women are working on this every day. Remember how hard society, culture, advertising is, the institutions of our society are putting forth the female virtues and values and ideals as the dominant theme within our culture. Consider that. Consider also how this is directly tied to the male biology and how it's conditioned into the younger man, into the blue pill man. How are you not going to grow up worshiping, venerating women? If you don't, your mother won't feed you. I don't have the heart to play the clip of, the little boy who voted for Trump in the school election and the mother throws him out, right? Because the little boy knows that he's being abandoned and it's a death sentence, right? So he's screaming and crying and the other little boy is screaming and crying. And the mother is just like, you're getting thrown out of the house, little boy. And as I said, all of this psychological pressure is added to the fact that it's tied to the male biology to want to sexually get together with females. This is, what his physiology is geared towards. So when we say, there's no difference between a man and a woman, you've just knocked a man down so far it isn't even funny. It's disgusting. And this is not an insult. I'm talking physiologically. If you're measuring them and you say that, well, you've hurt the man. So now what does it mean for a man to worship a woman, for him to be willing to do anything for a woman, like a retarded puppy dog? I mean, I'm not suggesting that men aren't attracted to women and don't want to get together with women. I know that they do. Of course they do. But what's this blind, retarded worship of the female and this religious worship of the female values and the defending of them and this condemnation of anything male or masculine? There's competition is not the worst thing in the world when it's not, if you're not doing it to destroy your opponent, if you're doing it in a sporting sort of manner, there's nothing wrong with it. It's how men judge each other and get better at things. It's, if you're not, like I said, if you're not doing it to destroy each other, it's how you teach people to be competent. In reality, not in, a protected family sort of situation, in a competitive environment, which is reality. So what does it mean now for the man to give himself over, his physiology, to the worship of women, right? When he knows that the individual woman is not, this object of religious worship, even though our legal system would treat it that way, even though our educational system treats it that way, even though advertising, media, politics try to treat it that way. These female values are self-serving, they're toxic. They go too far. You need to take care of your own citizens first. You cannot take care of other citizens and then neglect your own citizens and say that you're being compassionate. You can't do it. It's just destructive, toxic virtue signaling. And to not recognize your responsibility and your obligation to the world around you, it's too feminine. It's not the quality of real leadership. So don't let female sexuality control you, okay? I'm not suggesting that men don't feel attracted to women. I don't believe that we should deny our instincts and abilities. For example, let's say you have somebody who's very, well, this is a topic for, this is topic for a different video. I'm going to leave it at that for now. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to get at, and I'll talk about this more in future videos. Before I finish up here, let me quickly say concerning my podcasts that I had promised you guys a podcast, I believe it was for Sunday night, and I missed it. You know what I mean? Because The Walking Dead was on and I fell asleep, and honestly, the podcasts are not that good yet. And I really appreciate you guys, hanging out and commenting and, checking them out and things like that. But I know that they need to improve. And I don't know how people do it, when they're doing these long multi-hour podcasts all by themselves and they don't have to take breaks, and they don't just wind up with these spaces of dead air. I don't understand how they do it. It's amazing, so it's a lot of work to fill up all that time. It just, yeah. So hats off to them. And we're still working on it over here at the Howard Dare Studios, looking to improve, looking to try new things and to, get better at it. So with that said, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.